Next, in the workshop, monsters that mimic. Hey guys, welcome back to the paint studio. We are going to continue our work on the dice mimic. As you can see, I've kind of fixed the base coats for the fire, and so now we're going to start on the fire. And I don't know how a lot of people work their fire, but we are going to do the best that we can. So what I've done is I've given a medium, kind of a medium base coat of Averland Sunset for the top flames here. And now what we're going to do is we're going to work up some of the bottom of the flames, the bottom and the inner parts of the flames, because those are the hottest parts. And then we're going to work our way out with some oranges and reds on the top. Should be pretty cool. Hopefully it'll look all right. So now we're starting off with Uriel yellow, or Uriel yellow. Now, to be honest, I kind of struggle with flames. It's something I'm still learning. But we're getting there. So basically what I'm doing is I'm kind of hitting the inner and the lower parts with this brighter yellow. To show that the flames are hotter near the base. Hopefully it'll start looking like fire. If not, we'll just have to redo and start again. So basically what I'm doing is, yeah, I'm painting up from the bottom, making sure I get into the cracks and crevices, because that's honestly where the brightest is. And like I said, hopefully this will look something like flame when we're done. I think what's really gonna help it come to life is when I start doing the darker oranges and yellows. On the top. It'll come. It'll come. And it won't necessarily look like the prettiest. Like I said, I've had issues painting fire in the past. But all you can do is just keep trying, keep growing, learning, moving on. Well, not necessarily moving on, but moving on, learning the techniques. And trying to better yourself. And if at first you don't succeed, that's okay. Don't worry about it. There's always other miniatures. Now this one is Flash Gets Yellow, and that's going to be my next color. An even brighter yellow. Switch from my medium layer to my small layer. So I have a little bit more control where I decide to put this. Yeah, fire is a funny thing. Fire is kind of like the opposite of the way that most people work. You know, you do your highlights on the upper edges, and you do your dark colors in the crevices. Fire, kind of backwards, correctly, but backwards, because you put the brighter colors on the inside, and you put the darker colors on the outside. Because fire cools as it goes, so it gets darker as it comes up. Which is why when you look at explosions and stuff like that, you know, they're all bright and orange, yellow, and whatever near the bottom, and then they get red and orange and black when you get to the smoke up near the top. Now this fire is going to be a little bit chunky. It's not going to be super smooth, but that's okay. These are mythical mice, or mythical mice, mythical dice. There we go. Mimic creatures. So the fire can be a little bit magical if you want it to be. I mean, that's why we're doing green fire down coming out of his mouth. aside for a second so you can kind of see how I'm building up the colors around the base of the flames where it's the hottest. Haven't done anything to the top yet. And for the top, well, we're gonna work kind of from the top down using using our oranges into our reds. And now with this one, I'm going to start with Fire Dragon Bright. I'm going to really water it down, make it a little transparent, and build up the layers as we go. So these ones we want to keep more to the edges. Because that's where the fire is beginning to cool down. We still want to make sure that we have those yellow tones coming through. Down near the base of the flames, maybe just the tips of the fire. Get a little bit of that orange. Whereas, you know, farther up here, more of the fire is going to get that orange. Now when we get to the green fire, we're going to be basically doing the same technique. Only using greens instead of, you know, oranges and yellows. So bright green near the bottom, darker green near the top. And hopefully we'll get something that kind of looks like fire. I'm also doing this, I'm doing this piece because I have such a issue with fire. I figured that this would be a fun way to try and push myself, into building a better, into learning to paint a better fire. Coming along. I hope you guys can start to see the orange. It's going in on there. If not, the next orange should. I'm going to take it a couple steps down and go with Wild Rider Red. Give it a bit of a shake. Go. Again, we're going to water it down fairly heavily. And hitting even less than what we did before, but again, still working on the highlights, or not the highlights, but the higher parts of the flame. Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. Remember, you're just doing kind of the tips. You're just doing the tops. Well, it's not the worst flames that I've done. And I'll only get better. See, everybody's still learning. Even the slinger. I don't know everything. I don't claim to know everything. I like learning new stuff just as much as the next person. Oh, it's actually starting to look like fire, I think. What do you think? I think so. I'm getting happy with it. Fire can take forever to do if you want to spend a ton of time on it and make it look, you know, super gorgeous and super nice. Or at least I haven't found any super fast ways to do it yet. But if I do, I'll make sure to pass those on. Now we could stop there. It looks pretty flamey. We're going to go to the next, but we're going to go to the next cooler color. And that one is Evil Sun Scarlet. And that one we are literally just gonna start hitting the tippy tops and the outer reaches. Kind of show you where the coolest part of the flames are. Yeah. Fire. I think it's looking pretty good. Not quite as, you know, relaxed maybe, or blended. But that's alright. Every chance you get to do something that you're not too terribly great at gives you that opportunity to become better. Learn a new technique. You know. Who knows? You keep painting, you keep doing, you just get better at it. It's all that's going to happen. Then maybe you'll feel confident to try a different tip or trick that somebody's shown you, or, you know, try that you've watched. No, I could go into the next layer of red and then into kind of a black or a brown, like a dark brown. But you know what? I kind of like it where it's sitting. What do you guys think? It's not the best flames in the world. Not the worst flames in the world. I've done worse. If anything, I might take a little bit of yellow, or not yellow, but ceramite white. And I'm just going to hit the very base of it in the crevices. Again, really water it down. There you go. You can see basically right down at the very base. We have a little bit of white. So now we have the hottest flame. Alright guys. Well, our time is up for today. I hope you've enjoyed watching me paint some flames, as good or as bad as they may be. Thank you for sticking it out. I appreciate it. So until next time, paint safe, and we will see you in the workshop.